Hey guys, I just want to thank you for being here because you don't have to be. But while you're here, hit that subscribe button and then tap the notification bell too so you can stay in tune for whenever I release anything. All right? Thank you guys. Let's get started. Hashtag let's talk about it right now.
LeBron James won 2 titles here for the Heat, 4 seasons, a lot of glory. Historically, this was a tough place for him to come back to when he was in Cleveland. Did not win with those Cavs teams. And here we go from Miami. 50% from the field, Michael. It's been the turnovers, though. They've got 4 of them, but that one was no turnover. LeBron James up in the air.
4th-rated team defensively in the league. None! Oh, say it with your chest!
Welcome. I'm your host, people, and it is time. The 2020 NBA Finals are finally here. We got the Lakers. We got the Heat. We got hot takes coming up right here, right now on hashtag Let's Talk About It. First of all, before we get into the series, let's have a recap. The Heat 44-29 on the season. Playoffs 4-0 sweep Indiana Pacers. Second round 4-1 gentleman sweep against the Milwaukee Bucks, and then conference finals. They beat the Celtics in 6 games. Celtics tried to make it interesting to come back. In Game 6, they battled, but they just didn't have enough, and the Heat were able to close. I predicted that. All right, now, since we're talking about the Heat, let's talk about their roster. They got veterans. They got Goran Dragic. They got Jimmy Butler. They have Andre Iguodala, Jay Crowder. That's their veteran presence. Those are the guys, in my opinion, who have to have the biggest impact, because these young guys, you just don't know what they're going to bring in the finals, whether if it's Tyler Hero or Duncan Robinson or Kendrick Nunn or even Bam Adebayo, who was a baller. But the NBA Finals is a different monster. I have my concerns for the Lakers too as far as that goes, but experience you cannot buy. The Heat roster has 2 guys who's made the finals, Iguodala and Udonis Haslem, and you know UD is not playing, so that's going to be tough. They gotta navigate through it, even though the press isn't the same and there's not the same travel and it's not the home court advantage, it's not this big spectacle, but it's still the finals. It is a big deal. Either you rise to the occasion or you don't. Ask the Clippers. The pressure of the playoffs is still here and you have to close and do your job. Even Milwaukee, they were supposed to be in the finals, but they couldn't do their job. Congratulations to Miami for getting this far. Now, let's go to the Lakers. The Lakers, 52-19 record, first in the Western Conference, 3rd overall best record, had the 2nd best record for most of the season until the bubble, and then they treated the bubble like a preseason. They gave away about 5-6 games. That team is special, man. This is the most special group I've seen in a long time, because it's not only a talented group filled with veteran players that actually want to be there. These guys actually like each other. And I'm not saying like other teams don't, because the guys in Miami, they love each other. But it's rare that you see such a perfect fit in year one. Ask the Clippers. Not even trying to knock on the Clippers. But when you put a brand new team together, it's hard to gel in 1 year. I mean, LeBron in Cleveland, LeBron in Miami. It didn't work right away. Even last year with the Lakers, it didn't work. But they brought a whole new team. You bring in AD, you bring in Dwight Howard, you bring in Danny, you bring in, who else they bring in, new guys? Markieff Morris is a new member. You know what I'm saying? But, returning was Kuz, Caruso, Rondo, JaVale McGee, KCP. They brought in Avery Bradley. The Lakers could use Avery Bradley, but hey, it hasn't slowed them down yet. But great season for the Lakers. I feel Anthony Davis had the best year of his career, even though statistically he had better years, but his impact towards winning, second to none. He was healthy this year, knock on wood. AD has had a trouble past with injury. I believe he played I'm not going to say he played over 70, because obviously they cut the season short. But he played majority of the season. He's been there in the playoffs. And what I noticed about AD is he doesn't get enough credit for how tough he is. AD gets banged up a lot. Every time AD shoots and comes down, I get nervous. I hold my breath like, is he okay? He falls a lot. He stumbles. I'm like, damn, this man made out of glass. He looked like a toothpick falling on. But he always gets up, no matter how many times. Like if he gets hurt, he can roll his ankle, get elbowed in the kidney. He always gets up. He got poked in the eye last series, and it said, bang, bang, take that jump shot. He's going to be huge, because you know what LeBron's going to do. But Miami's going to try to put LeBron in the zone, make LeBron a jump shooter, and they're going to try to send 3-4 guys at him. Like, they got Crowder, they got Iguodala, they got Jimmy. They got a bunch of elite perimeter defenders are going to try to throw at LeBron, but it's not going to work because if you try to run that zone, you press up like this, drop it off to AD, run a free throw line. Now you're in the middle, zone busted because if you come up, he has mid-range jump shot. I mean, if you come up, he dumps it off to JaVale or Dwight underneath because now the defender's coming up. If they stay back, he got free throw line jump shot. That's easy work. Zone will be busted with no problem. The question is, though, right, people are asking, is the Miami Heat even better than the Denver Nuggets? I don't know. Because check this out. Denver is just as deep as Miami. The biggest difference is Miami has a couple of vets that have been there, done that. I didn't see any real vets for Denver other than Paul Millsap. And Paul Millsap admitted that he left the East to get away from LeBron. So he didn't want that smoke. He didn't want them problems at all. Miami got some dudes that ain't scared of LeBron. Jimmy ain't scared of nobody. Iguodala ain't scared of nobody. Crowder is scared of nobody. Like, they got some guys who's not scared. And that's why Miami, if they knock down their jump shots at like an elite level that they're capable of, they can steal a couple games in this series. But do I think it's going to happen? They're running into the best defense they've seen all postseason. Same said about the Lakers. Lakers haven't played a team with a defense yet. Houston, Portland, Denver. People were trying to tell me that Portland was going to push the Lakers to 7. Denver was going to push the Lakers to 7. Houston was going to push the Lakers to 7. Some could even win. I just sat here like, come on, man, no chance. Because I know, not even just the Lakers, I know what LeBron does in the playoffs. I know what AD does in the playoffs. Playoff Rondo is a real thing. If the Lakers could get Danny Green to shoot like he give a damn, Lakers probably be undefeated in these playoffs. I'm so serious. But I'm excited. I'm excited about this series because me growing up, I have a special connection to both franchises because I grew up a diehard Laker fan. Favorite player of all time is Kobe Bryant. But the second guy that I used to try to emulate on the playground was Dwayne Wade. I have this Dwayne Wade jersey behind me. Those two guys were my favorites growing up. I always wanted to see a Laker versus Heat finals. First when Shaq and Kobe was divided. Second time I wanted to see it when LeBron's on one side, Kobe's on the other side. I wanted to see it. We finally get Lakers Heat. It's not the finals I wanted, but we're here. And I think it's going to be fun. And shout out to my boy IT. He's probably watching somewhere, but he predicted months ago Heat will be in the finals. I'm going to show that tweet right now. And yet here we are. The Heat are in the finals. And congratulations for Miami. Congratulations to the Lakers. You don't go to the finals every year. LeBron is such an exception. He's made 9 finals in 10 years. The only run that I can say is as impressive as that is when Magic Johnson only played 12 seasons and he made 9 finals. Like, you played 12 seasons in your entire career and you made 9 finals? That's the most impressive stat I've ever seen in the NBA history. Like, I'm so serious. It's like Jordan 6 for 6. Yes, Jordan made 6 finals in 15 years. Kobe made 7 in a 14-year span. Obviously, the last 6 years, he didn't make any finals. Bron made 10. This is 10 finals in 17 years. Like, a lot of impressive runs. But 9 finals in 12 years. All right, I'm getting back on track. Let's talk about the Heat again, all right? My biggest concern for them is their lack of experience. Like, I'm worried about Tyler and Duncan. I've already stated this, but I'm worried about those guys, and I'm worried about the fact that they've never been in the finals. And I get it, you guys beat Boston. You beat a bunch of teams that's never been in the finals. When you come to the Lakers, Rondo, LeBron, JaVale, Dwight, JR, not going to play much. Quinn Cook, not going to play much. Danny Green. That is 7 Lakers that have been in the finals or won a championship. You know, and that leaves me to worry about, well, what will Kuz do? What is Caruso going to do? What about KCP, Markieff Morris? Lakers got some guys too that's never been anywhere, but the Lakers have 7 guys that's been in the finals. 7. Where the Heat can make up for their lack of experience, Eric Spoelstra has a ton of it. The Lakers have a lot of experience on their bench. Their assistant coach, for crying out loud, is Jason Kidd. He's been to 3 finals. Frank Vogel's been to a bunch of conference finals, not NBA finals. Phil Handy, he's been to a bunch of NBA finals. I think 3 of them, to be exact. It's going to be a dogfight. It's going to be a battle. But in the end, I got LeBron just being too much. I got AD being too much. The Lakers have been the best team since the season started. They've been the best team all playoffs. That is sustained dominance. LeBron, 9 finals in 10 years. Sustained dominance. AD, 30 points a game for the playoffs. It's sustained dominance. That's what we're going to see in this finals. Sustained dominance by the Los Angeles Lakers. That's what I'm predicting. Yes, Miami, they're a great story. They're a feel-good team. I'm happy they're here. Congratulations to them. But let's be real. You are not going to beat the Los Angeles Lakers if your best player isn't aggressive. Jimmy Butler's aggressive in the 4th quarter, yes. But if he ain't assertive early, these games ain't going to be tight in the 4th quarter. And I don't mean to be disrespectful, but Jimmy Butler has to elevate his status to an A-level superstar offensively if the Heat want to have a chance. Because Bam's going to have his hands full. Not only are you guarding Anthony Davis, who's the best player in this series. Yes, LeBron is the best overall player. But the most dominant, most forceful guy in this series who is going to make the biggest difference offensively is Anthony Davis over everybody in the series. Anthony Davis is Bam Adebayo is 2 inches shorter than him. And then you got to get bumped between JaVale and Dwight Howard. And then AD's going to be guarding you. Or Dwight Howard's going to be guarding you. That's a tough ask. Jimmy Butler, he's not going to be the only guy guarding Brown. They're going to put Crowder on him. They're going to put Jimmy on him. They're going to put Iguodala on him. So Jimmy should take up offensively and score. He needs to, or it's going to get ugly. I know Tyler's a bad boy. I know Dragic's a bad boy. I know Duncan Robinson can get hotter than anybody other than Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson is the best hot shooter of all time. But let's be honest. AD and LeBron are guaranteed to get you 60. That's just what it is. They're going to get you 60. Rondo, the way he's been playing now, he's getting you double digits. KCP's getting you double digits. Dwight Howard, he's stepping up. The Lakers bench is actually 5th. Was it 5th? 5th in playoff scoring at 35 points a game. So if LeBron and AD are getting you 60, the bench is getting you 35. Now you got KCP, Danny Green, whoever starts the center. They can sprinkle in 20. Now that's 115 points already. So this is where the Lakers are going to win this series. Rebounding and transition offense. Miami cannot compete with the Lakers rebounding. Miami has one really good rebounder, and their guards rebound. They as a team, they collectively good rebounding. But the Lakers have too much size, too much speed on the inside. The Heat, they have one real big man, and that's Bam Adebayo, and he's undersized. The Lakers have 3 bigs. It's going to be too much. People can make comparisons. One thing that I noticed is people are making comparisons between this Heat team and the 04 Pistons, when the Lakers had Shaq and Kobe and Malone and Peyton. First of all, Rick Fox was coming back from a broken foot. Karl Malone had got injured for like the first time in his entire career. If I remember correctly, Derek Fisher was injured. Shaq and Kobe were at odds. This was like the most toxic part of the entire 8-year run was right here. These guys they didn't want to play with each other at all. Phil Jackson had lost the locker room. And not to mention Kobe had his legal issues. That team was fractured. It was impressive they even made the finals in the first place. Also, if the Miami Heat of this year had Rasheed Wallace and Ben Wallace, I would like their chances. I don't think people remember. Like, yes, y'all got scoring backcourt like Rip and Chauncey. Yes, you guys are not scared. You guys are the underdog. You guys want to fight. You guys want to claw. Do whatever you got to do to win. But that was a big difference. When you have Ben and Rasheed, they collapse on Shaq, and you get a ball to Kobe, they trap in Kobe. Gary Payton didn't give anything. Devin George didn't give anything. Rick Fox didn't give anything. Shaq and Kobe in that series combined for 48 points a game. 48 points a game. The Lakers as a team averaged 80 altogether. So unless Miami's going to smother the Lakers defensively like that, I'm telling you, they're in trouble. They're in trouble. My prediction, I don't want to be disrespectful, but it would not surprise me if brooms are brought out. A sweep would not shock me. But since I don't want to be disrespectful, I'll say the Lakers in 5. All right? I'll say the Lakers in 5. Because, yeah, we can say the Lakers haven't faced a defense like this. We haven't faced a big man like Bam, you know. But you guys haven't seen AD. You guys saw Giannis. Yes, Giannis is a great player. But let's tell the truth about Giannis. As great, as forceful as he is, Giannis is not Anthony Davis. You know who Giannis is? Giannis is Shaq if Shaq wanted to shoot 3-pointers. Shaq was great because Shaq knew he was big, and he said, I'm playing in the post. Ain't nobody stop me on this here block. Giannis is great, but he's like, okay, I got me 10 points in the paint. Now I want to shoot some threes. Now I want some mid-range shots. Now I want to cross somebody over and take a step-back jumper. Why are you taking mid-range jumpers? Why are you stepping back on people? Why are you shooting threes? But Anthony Davis, if Anthony Davis hits 2 threes in the game, we're going to wonder why he didn't shoot more. If Giannis hits 2 threes in the game, we're going to say, good game. But don't shoot no more. It's levels to this basketball stuff. And AD is way more skilled than Giannis. He just is. And obviously, they ain't seen nobody like LeBron. What, TJ Warren? Who they playing in the second? Chris Middleton? Jason Tatum's a bad boy, but he ain't no LeBron. He ain't no LeBron. He just not. LeBron's not even my guy. And I will admit that individually, he's the greatest finals performer of all time. He just is. First in triple doubles, second in points, second in assists. You know what I'm saying? Top 10 in blocks, top 3 in steals. Like, he is the greatest individual finals performer in history. And as great as Michael was in the finals, LeBron was better in the finals. As an individual. Obviously, Michael won more, but as an individual, LeBron was better. Also, I didn't see Michael go up against the Warriors. You know what I'm saying? With KD, Steph, Clay. But that's none of my business. Anyway, for people who don't understand how dominant the Lakers have been throughout the entire season, the Lakers just got Doc Rivers fired. The Lakers got Doc Rivers fired. Not the Clippers, not the Nuggets, the Lakers. If the Lakers would have went 6 or 7 with the Nuggets, or even lost to the Nuggets, Doc Rivers would still have a job with the Los Angeles Clippers right now. But with the Lakers, treated the Nuggets like they was an item from Wendy's. Let me get a 4 for 4 from Wendy's with the spicy nuggets, and they ate them like they was little. What they did to the Nuggets is why Doc Rivers got fired. Why do you think Doc didn't get fired until after the Lakers clinched? Think about that. The Lakers got Doc Rivers fired. Like, this is what we doing. Let's look at the Lakers teams they went against. Mike D'Antoni, fired. Went against Denver, who beat the Clippers. Doc Rivers, fired. It's just real. We got people losing jobs out here. Of course, they not going to. Spoelstra is safe. Spoelstra is going to be the Heat coach for the rest of his life if he wants to be. Spoelstra is the best coach in the entire league. But the Lakers is coming. Lakers in 4, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. But like I said, in an attempt to not be disrespectful, I'll go 5. This has been hashtag Let's Talk About It. Hit me up with your opinions. Let me know what y'all think about the series. Let me know who y'all think is going to win. Again, thank you guys for joining me. You didn't have to watch, but you did. All right, now that we're at the end, hit the subscribe button. Bang the notification bell. Come on, I see you. Hit that so you can come back next time, all right? Cool.
Let's go!